Yo, what's up? Check, check, check. It's DJL7 in the house. And here's an interesting thing. Actually, I've been following this guy called Doug Fantastic because I do like this show called K-Town Social, which kind of popped up more recently. I asked them why they came back. They said they were closed for COVID, but who knows what's going on, right? They actually have Republicans on their show too, so it's interesting. They have Republicans and Democrats, and a mix, which is pretty cool. So I'm always nervous because there's a lot of people that are trying to control what goes on. What is Asian American activism, right? This is actually so. I actually saw this guy Doug Fantastic. He actually is on K-Town Social quite a bit. I actually asked him to come on my show. That hasn't happened yet. Maybe it will. I hope it does. Maybe he's scared off. I don't know. Right? He's a socialist. I actually have quite critical things to say about socialists and communists. I'm not saying they have to be bad, but there's a lot of them are used to control our community. Oh, I see this. Okay, so this is interesting right here. So when I'm looking at this group right here, the first guest that they had on was China Mac. One person I have not seen is Will Lexham, and I do see that they actually have started off right this Tiger Room over here thing. They started Jan 28th, and over Hong Kong buffers in Chinatown. Which Chinatown is this? Is this in New York or where is this? I don't think they're... Oh, they're from New York. Interesting. Okay. Well, I've been making quite a bit of noise in New York. I think it would be hard to miss me, but, it's possible. Anyways, China Mac, interesting. They have China Mac, then they have Grace Meng. And Grace Meng is also tied into trying to also manipulate who is an Asian American activist in this world. So she has had on, she had on Will Lexham, and she actually pumped him up. He hasn't really done a lot, to tell you the truth. And in terms of stopping Asian hate, actually, there are some serious problems that are going on. And I see other problems with the Tiger Room podcast, or like reasons for deep concern. I want to talk about that in a moment, but let's go and follow some of these other cats over here. Active musician, okay. Is that, let's see what they're tied to, right? Is that, who is this? Queen Latifah? Okay. When they're tied to celebrities and they get access and stuff, who's this? He has a connection to maybe TV and stuff? Okay. He's getting to meet people, he's getting platformed, okay. They know that I'm a problem out here because, my stance is on stuff and I'm not, easy to control. So, alright, that's cool. I'm not saying this guy is not necessarily cool, but, it's just something to be looking out for. Let's see who else is here. The second guest is first guest is China Mac. And you'll say China Mac, I've run into him in real life several times. We do have some crossover work between myself and a guy named Stephen Lee, who's actually in solitary confinement right now. He was in the courtroom and all that. Stephen Lee really also wants in on the Grace Lee stuff. He wants in on the China Mac. I'm sorry to say, but Grace Lee's actually blackballing from the industry and has a lot of Asian Americans wrapped up actually supporting Israel, which is quite interesting. This guy, okay, is from LA. Okay. I do quite a bit of work as a Korean American for activism. I have quite groundbreaking work. So, first day of China Mac on. And, he's actually, in some ways, I'm not going to say I'm not he's been confronted, and I think that he's done a decent job of standing for Asian Americans, right? But he's also, unfortunately, been given instructions that he's not allowed to acknowledge me or really talk to me or really interact with me in any significant way. Grace Lee is really trying to make sure that certain people do not come up in the Asian American activist world or ever get recognized as that. It's true. Who's this guy? Justin Zhu, okay. Dawn of the Stand with Asian Americans. Okay, that's nice. And over here, right, Grace Meng, just so you know, is actually, she's from Forest Hills, and her number one, even though she plays like she's for Asian Americans, really her main thing and her largest funders have been, I've already recorded this on video, is actually the Israeli community. Her district, Forest Hills, is largely Jewish, And not saying all Jews support Israel, but she's actually it's one of her biggest funders. They've actually masked this with by using unions to cover it up, right? But this was actually a matter of public knowledge before, but they've covered this up. So, Tiger in the Room podcast. Have I sent them? I think I just sent them a text message. They want to have some legitimacy. They're bringing people from LA. I'm from New York. Also, just so you know, this over here has to do with the Asian American curriculum. This lady right here, H. Cloak. So I actually went to go and follow her. You notice that she's not. Is she followed by Grace Meng and this other thing? I should follow Grace Meng as well if I'm not banned already. So let's go. We'll go and chase that down as well. Grace Meng's extremely problematic. Okay, let's follow her up and let's see. That's gonna let us know. Requested. She's not gonna add me. Trust me, she knows who I am. So okay. Flushing Queens. Okay. Hannah Kang. Let's see if we find a little bit more who this is. She's gonna get access to a lot of people as long as she, follows the rules, right? Yeah, Grace Meng. Where is? Okay, and the Stop Asian Hate thing. I'll just let you know. This group over here, they consistently work to exclude me. Yeah, and now you can see that. What's his name? Andrew Yang is out there pushing Kamala Harris. He's part of their little goon squad right here. It's quite sad. So maybe I think I sent them did I send them a message yet? I did. I'm an Asian American. Want to come on the show? Check me out, right? Yeah. We'll see if this goes anywhere. I'm quite nervous. I think the possibility is quite high. The answer is no. But we're still going to reach out and see who these other people are. Okay. National Museum of Asian Pacific History and Culture. Okay, if you're a fan of my work, you'll know how deep my work goes, and I challenge these activists that they're putting up here to really compare their body of work against mine, and was the designer behind the official mask of the Andrew Yang. I didn't even know this until now, but I'm telling you right now, this is actually quite concerning, right? Yeah. I'm almost sure that she cannot have me on her show. We're gonna see, yeah? But the ties to the Yang campaign and Grace Meng, this is not reassuring at all. I've been actually blackballed from the Asian American activist world on command of Grace Meng, who's probably the most powerful Asian American in United States politics right now, being a vice chair of the DNC. Right, so I just want to document all this stuff, right? Because before I used to just kind of think to myself, and then later on things would happen, and I wasn't really able to really. But now I learned to document at every moment to really be able to prove what's going on here, right? So let's take a look at this over here. Maybe they have a website as well. It would really be nice to have this kind of. Let's take a look at them on YouTube. Okay. How long have they been around? 73 subscribers to their videos. Technically, they should want, right? Even though I just have 1,000 subscribers, they should want to have me on, right? They're trying to use anything with China Mac on it will get more views and stuff, but. China Mac, he has done some activism, right? He can get a big crowd up because of his name recognition. Right, this is the one that got the big views. It's got 3,500 views, 200, 500, right? You can see that the celeb corner is really the way to get it in, and you can see that Grace Meng is really sandwiched between them to really raise her profile, right? So, I'm not sure China Mac really knows he's being used like this, but he does know he's not allowed to talk to me. He does know he cannot interact with me. He's been giving that. I'm running to him in real life, and when he sees me, he turns his head and he runs the other way. Not saying he's scared of me, but he might be unsure, but he's been given instructions. Don't mess with that guy. It is what it is. So it would be. They have 5 months ago, 4 months ago. Okay, 5. Okay, so that's once a week. And then they took a little pause. They did 2 that month. Then they took a 3-month break. Then now this month they're cooking up again. So hopefully I could get on the show. That would be great. I'm quite skeptical. Right? I really have a feeling that these shows are being created and brought up in order to destroy and to become an alternative to, if I'm not a part of it, right, why? Right, so, we're gonna see, right, they want to make, right, Hollywood, once again, right, yeah, there's a guy named Will Lexham, and let's take a look at Grace May Will Lexham. She actually, pushed him with the ABC push and all this other stuff. Yeah, ABC got pushed, and she pushed this guy as the front. What has he really done for the movement? There's also, they're locking him out of other groups called like Asian American and Black, right? Yeah. There's some kind of Asian Americans for Black Lives Matter. You can see that anytime that I try to post in there, they actually block me from talking about it. Right? Addressed the problems at the Ford Party. They're blackballing all of this. It's quite sad. So this is real. Just want to document this time. And do I really have to say anything else? Not really. I'll see if they get back to me. Right there. Oh, it's a limited 10-episode podcast series. Okay, so they're only going to do 10 shows, huh? Let's take a look at what Hannah Kang has accomplished. Interesting. Who is she? Disgusting. I mean, Kamala Harris. Is it the same Hannah Kang? How many Hannah Kangs are there? She's also from New York, which is interesting. She says she's an activist, right? Politics? From Colombia, made in Korea? Okay. Is this... she looks different. Maybe she's the same? Let's see. Hannah Kang looks like this. This Hannah Kang looks like that. Are they the same person? Looking at the eyes right there. The eyes look slightly different to me. Yeah? Face shape. I think it could be different. Hard to tell. Anyways, let's go with the one that we know for sure, but we definitely want to reach out to this person too, either way, right? Yeah? I'm going to add this to my list of people to contact. Do some press emails over here. Okay, that. I'm going to add this up. Press over here. Press. Okay, always doing research, adding to my lists. Alright, well, and also Tiger in the Room, let's see. 10 episodes, huh? Maybe she got a grant for that. Maybe not. Why would she only do 10 and stop? Wow. Bro, is that you? Wait. Is that you or not you? I don't know. Bubble is not really. Also interested that Doug has time to go on her show. We'll see if maybe he has time to be on my show. That would be nice, but maybe my concerns about the control of white communist leaders being used to exert control over our communities. Actually, this is also I have a problem with this particular messaging right here with this particular picture, because actually this is actually the only real way that blacks and Asian Americans are really talked about, really interacting in the new Asian American curriculum, which is actually recognized by what's his name, that football player. Kaepernick, Colin Kaepernick, he actually funded this lady, and normally that would be good, right? But this is not actually the really sole reason. She actually had a deferential position, and she was Malcolm X's friend, and Malcolm X is great. But it doesn't talk about the LA riots. That's actually been eliminated from the Asian American curriculum. So has the, Palestine has been eliminated from the Asian American curriculum. They're not talking about these things. I wonder if Doug knows this. I bet she, maybe not, right? So, I could comment on this, which is interesting, right? A prolific political commentator. I think I'm a little bit more prolific, but it's okay, you know what I mean? We're going to see. So I reached out, and we'll see where that goes. Right? Interesting. I don't think they're allowed to talk to me. We're going to see, though. Let's look at Doug's stuff real quick. I like Doug, to tell you the truth, right? We can't agree on everything, or all positions, but we'll even look at K-Town Social Club. Let's look at that too. Okay. K-Town Social Club has 937 subscribers, which isn't bad. They have 90 videos. What's my body of work again? Right, they have 74 subscribers, 31 views. Not saying that's right, yeah. That's not everything. Okay. I have 1,000 subs and 1,200 videos, and I have, U.S. presidential candidate debates with use of the Korean language, the first one in history. I have worked with actually the black community extensively. I work with the disabled community. I work on fighting vaccine mandates. I have many interviews with not just activists all over the country, but also, candidates all over the country, including many from New York. I think over 30 candidate interviews from New York. I have ongoing relationships with people in New York, and so as an activist, I'm definitely in the top tier, and it's quite odd. But Doug's pretty cool. Let's see. This is K-Town. This is the bigger one. Let's go and see Yell Night Podcast. No, okay. He actually has his own thing, right? He's actually a guest on the K-Town Social, which is actually not really him. I mean, he's like one of the guys who's like on regularly, but really K-Town Social, I think, is this guy.
Okay, yeah.
Right.
Is that something you...
I think it's really this guy. It's also interesting that they're focusing on the sexual aspect, which is actually something that is important. And this guy is kind of like a big cheese too, I think, yeah. Doug he's on a lot of the shows, but he's not on every show. He goes back and forth because apparently he's does stuff in New York too. So it's interesting, right? Hopefully they could have me on, right? I've actually sent several emails to K-Town Social Club. I don't know if they're allowed to have... They seem legit. But the Republicans and Democrats are working together to shut us out. It's pretty sad. Anyways, in a hyper-competitive environment, they are really incentivized to really shut certain people out. It's quite sad. There's Saturday, there's supposed to be an event going on for Korean Americans. Let me see what's up with that. So, who are all these people? Whatever. Okay. It's weird because before I used to have this Twitter account. Actually, my friend helped me get it, so I don't know why all these people are adding me. I'm not really posting on Twitter. Interesting. Now we're gonna follow K-Town Social Club. Oh, is this guy's also posted up? I want to follow this guy too. This guy's quite interesting. Okay, anyways, his link is not there. So I reached out to Doug Kim. It would be nice to get on the show. Might be shut out. That'd be sad. Let's go to Yellow Night Podcast. Because I know he has his own YouTube channel. 379, which is decent, right? A channel about Asian American identity. He was creating things about a year ago. And he kind of, she had me on your show, bro. You know what I mean? I'm really, would it be the first Asian American podcast to have me on their show in history? It's possible. I don't think I've been on any other Asian American. Not even Stephen Lee, right? He had his, he shouts me out, and he's in solitary confinement now. It's messed up, and I appreciate Steve. He was on Mike the Barber show, and he introduced me. He said a lot of positive things about me. I appreciate that, but I don't think I've been on his show yet. A lot of these people like me, but they're not allowed. Oh, just Doug. Yeah, they're not allowed to have me on the show, which is quite incredible. Doug Kim, actually, his own show has more. I actually subscribe to this one. It's like a member for Asian Americans. Oh, damn, that's guns and shit. Okay. So, So, look, this guy's, as an activist, right, you don't really see a lot of activism stuff going on here. Right, it's like Mem is something, but, here, some artwork stuff, and my stuff is very, very heavy in the political realm, right? Like, I'm not saying this guy's bad, right? He does have, Nothing Separates in the West, Woke Imperialism. He's got 19 videos. He's done some stuff, right? He goes back and forth between the East Coast and the West Coast, which is pretty cool. I could definitely have talked about, he's a big Marxist-Leninist, I guess you could say. I have some real questions for him that he might not be quite comfortable answering. Like, where's the regional leaders of these groups, right? It's all about their big, super white millionaire hero at the top. What is this? So, look, I'm not going to go too much more into it, right? Just need to really document that. A little odd. I just want to show that I'm reaching out to these people, and I want to show that they are not going to get back to me, right? Especially this time. I think Doug's a little bit more authentic. Seeing the way that this whole thing lines up with the Grace Meng, there's only supposed to be 10 episodes in the whole entire series. Maybe she was paid to do the series, right? And then she's immediately getting China Mac on her show. Why is China Mac going on this show with so little viewers, right, and so little history, right, and kicking off her podcast, but he's never even done an interview with me, right? When you look at my body of work with a lot wrongfully incarcerated, and once again, right, Al Sharpton hasn't kicked me out of his group. I've done work on his stuff. I've done work in public housing activism. I think this is pretty. I've interviewed Philly Koreans, but I've also interfaced with them as well. I've been chasing them down, talking about Chris Bay, protesting Power 105, remembering DJ Cotton Candy, exposing Kim Iverson, my interview with the founder of Notre Tool, right? Yeah, I was lucky to get that one. He doesn't respond to emails. Taking on the Palestine, right? I have extensive, this Rose Tang, right? She was actually a protester at the Tiananmen Square. I have extensive work here, man. I mean, I'm not, I definitely should be making it into, this is actually the union president of the only unionized Chinese restaurant in all of New York City history. I should really be covered. It's quite odd that, I'm not saying that we're not crossing paths, right? So, and it's not from my end. It's definitely from their end. So we'll see if I can ever get onto Yellow Knight podcast or Doug Fantastic or Tiger in the Room. And this is why I'm not getting onto those shows. I'm telling you right now, okay? She's going to open up lanes for them in the Hollywood world. They're going to start to get connections, right? Well, Lex Hammond's going to get to be focused on ABC News, right? What's his body of work as an activist, right? They keep calling these people activists. What have they done? What's their body of work? I'm not saying that we all got to start somewhere, right? I was not always had this much experience, but there is, this is controlled activism to an extent, right? That's my belief. They'll see, right? Yeah? If they can't have me on, something's fishy. That's what I think. All right, folks, thanks for